everyone, and happy Wednesday. Today is April 15th. Hopefully all of you had a chance to get all your taxes done and filed. Today we are live with a fun fold, a wow card that is going to surprise your family and friends, and they are going to think you are so awesome by creating this card. And it's really actually really easy. I'm just getting over to my feed right now to make sure that I'm live. So give me a moment and then we'll start going through everything. There we go. All right. So I just want to type a quick comment in there and make sure my comments are popping up. All right. And if you're joining today, tell me what you're having for lunch. I need some lunch ideas. Okay. So we are going to be using the lovely Arrangements stamp set and dies. But before I get into that, I'm just going to go through a couple of things here. April 15th through the 17th is double rewards. So what are rewards? Rewards are what Stampin' Up! Gives you when you place orders in the online store. So for every $20, you get a $1 reward. But right now, for these 3 days, every time you place a $20 order or increments of $20, you're going to earn double rewards. So you're going to earn, instead of 10%, you're going to earn 20%. So really good deal. So when you go to the StampinUp.com website, look for me as your demonstrator, Beth Maxwell. You'll see my little photo here. Select me as your demonstrator. And then when you're shopping, make sure that you're selecting me as your demonstrator, that you're opting in to get your Stampin' Rewards when you create your account. Now, if you've already created your account, you can find your little rewards over in the, I believe it's the upper right. I think there's a little gift box or something, but you can see that there and sign up for it. Just make sure that you're signed up so you can get those rewards. I want you to get that free money. Don't leave it sitting on the table. All right. And then you can redeem them when you want. So if you earn points now, earn your rewards now, you can use them next month when our catalog comes out. So I can show you the catalog, but I can't show you the inside yet because it's not live. If you don't have a demonstrator and haven't received a catalog, put a little comment in here. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, then go ahead and leave a comment there saying, yeah, you need a catalog, you need a demonstrator. I'd love to earn your business and send you a catalog. All right. Now we got through that. Now, why am I doing this card today? Well, because I have an amazing craft along that is going to occur April 28th, 29th, and 30th of this month. It will be at 5 p.m. It's going to be a Facebook Live, but I'm going to copy it up to YouTube, so don't worry. It'll always be there and easier to find. But you can get your craft along kit now. You can order it now. The link is in the description, and I'll also put it in the comments of the video. In fact, why don't I do that right at this moment? If you are watching this on YouTube, it'll be in the description, so you can easily see it there. And let me just go get this. And sorry, I'm doing a couple little clicks on my computer over here, and I'll copy that. And this link here will take you to everything you need to know about the class, how to sign up for it, etc. So you'll have that there. Ooh, and I clicked off my Facebook page. Okay. All right. Let me just Control V. There we go. Okay, it's in the comments. Okay, so at the end of this card, end of this video, I'll show you what comes in your craft along so you can see what the value is. You're going to get so much product and you'll have leftovers to keep creating. All right, so let me share with you today's card. Now, I don't know what kind of card this is called, a bridge card, I don't know. It's a wow. To me, it's a wow, and it'll fit right in your envelope just like that, so you don't have to worry about it. Now, I'm going to change this up a little bit. We're going to be using some different designer series paper, and the paper I'm using is actually, it's part of your craft along. You get the whole package of paper. So it's this paper here, and it's called the Lovely Blossoms Designer Series paper. Sorry, didn't mean to keep hitting my camera. But there's all sorts of different patterns and papers in here, so you're going to see some of those today. Yep, and you get this whole packet. Like I said, I'll share the craft along package that you'll be receiving when you sign up for the class, if you sign up. So here are the stamp set and the coordinating dies. So we're going to be using both of these today, and I'm going to get started here. So let's just move this off to the side, and let me grab all my bits and pieces here. I have these already kind of cut up and die cut, just so I can make this a little bit faster, because it is a lunch break, so we have to chop and get going and get back to work, right? Okay, so I have a piece of thick basic white. It's 4 1/4 by 9 1/2. I scored this at 5 1/2 inches, 6 1/2 inches, 8 inches, and 7 inches. All right, so now I'm just going to take my bone folder here, and I am going to, oh, where's my bone folder? Here we go. I'm just going to kind of burnish along each of my score lines there. I know I normally have my mouse pad up on my desktop here, but it got a little messy last week when I was embossing, and so I have to clean it. All right, so what this is going to do, it's going to roll all together like this. But before we roll it all together and adhere it down, we're going to be placing our designer series paper. So here is our first sheet, and this is 5 1/4 by 4. So really pretty paper on the back. You choose what you want to make with it. I mean, if you want to choose this pattern, you definitely can. Just make sure when you're using a pattern like this that all of your pieces are cut in the same direction. You want them to go up and down. But in this one, I am going to use my petal pink. This way, I don't have to plan what direction my paper is going. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to grab my Seal Plus here. I'm using Seal Plus today because this is a card that's going to be, you know, opened and closed and things like that. So I want to make sure all my bits and pieces are staying intact. All right. So I've got that piece down. I'm now just going to put these over here. And I need to put, let's see, sorry, I'm just going through all my pieces here. I need this piece to go here. So put that one on. Now this piece measures 1 1/4 by 4. This one here is 3/4 by 4. And if you're on my email list, I will send out the instructions for this on how to make this card. So get on my email list. I will send it out. I'll send it out today, but I'll send it again on Friday. That way everyone has a chance to sign up here. I want to make sure I'm putting them on my 3 spots here that I need. 1, 2, 3. Yep. All right, so these 3 panels have a pattern to it. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just put adhesive right along here like that. I'm going to fold this under. And what I need to do here is I'm just going to roll this up. I'm going to set it down. I'm going to take my bone folder and press that down on the inside. Oh, you know what? Let's just do this. It'll be easier. Fold your, so you only have 2 panels there, and then place it down on your card. That way you get that perfect lining. Easiest way to do it. All right, now next. Sorry, my other computer is yakking at me over there. All right, now we're going to go ahead and do another couple pieces here. So I've got a piece of basic white. This is just regular basic white, and this measures 5 1/4 by 3 1/2, and then I have scored it at 1 inch and 1 1/2. So I'm just going to go ahead and burnish those. Doot, 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 doot. I have a strip of my designer series paper again. Now this measures 3/4 inch by 3 1/4. All right, so that's going to go right here. Again, this is where it's important if you have a directional paper. This piece is going to go in here like that. So make sure that you have your paper going up and down. Sorry, up and down. All right. Then we're going to take this, and I have another piece of Designer Series paper from that package. And this is the other side. So I really just wanted to use kind of a, I don't know, kind of a basic card. So I'm going to measure this one actually 3.5 by 3.25. So then I'll adhere that to my front here. I like to adhere all my pieces together first, because after you assemble it, it's a little harder to do. It's not that you can't, it's just a little harder. All right, so there we go. All right, now I want to take this piece and this edge here, I want even with right here. All right, so when I put this down, I'm just putting my adhesive right along that 1/2 inch strip, like so. I'm going to put this right here, right to the edge. It can be a little, you know, on the inside, that's fine. And then I'll give it a nice press. All right, then I'm going to flip this open, and I'm just going to run my adhesive right down this side here. And then notice how I had that little column here. I'm just going to flatten it, and I'm going to hold it together. This is how it's going to go in your envelope. So it'll go right in your regular envelope. All right. So now we've got that kind of stand-up card. How fun is that? But we need to decorate it, right? So I have taken one of the dies from the stamp set here, the die set here, and it's this one. All right. And I cut this out of soft seafoam. And notice it's kind of big. I could put it at an angle, but you know what I'm going to do? I am just going to trim it down a little bit. So we're going to grab a pair of snips, and I am just going to round this off. So I'm just cutting off this last row, or this last column, I should say. All right. There we go. So it just fits better on there. And now you can still angle it if you like. I'm going to go ahead and angle it. It adds a little bit of fun to it. Easiest way, instead of trying to use your seal on everything, I would just grab some liquid glue and just put a couple of dots in there. You could use glue dots too. Just like that. Pick it up, and I'm just going to lay this flat, and now I'm going to just turn it on there just like that so it fits. Give it a little press. All right, now the other thing I did ahead of time is I die cut these detailed leaves right here, so this and this, and what I did was I had put adhesive sheets on the back of that Designer Series paper before I did my die cutting. Why? Because it's really hard to kind of get on these thin little pieces your adhesive, right? So this makes it so much easier. Now these come in 6 by 12 sheets, and they're I don't want to say perforated, but they're separated at every 2 inches so that you can peel off smaller amounts for those. You also get a sheet of that in their craft along. All right, I'm going to take a pick tool now, and let's see, before I do that, I do want to, and I lost where my flower went. I just lost a piece of my, okay, well, I have this piece, well, we'll just keep going from here. Oh, this piece was left over, so when I had cut my 4 1/4 by 11 down to be 9.5 inches long, I had this extra piece. Save that piece, because what you'll do is, again, we're going to come here and we're going to grab this die and run that through the die cut machine, and by the magic of TV, I have that done. Let's go ahead and stamp that. And I really wanted, I don't know where my piece went. I just have to find it. Oh, please, while I find that piece. I had, I have my ribbon here, so we'll get that ribbon out. Well, you know what? We're just going to, I guess we'll just stamp a flower. I don't know. Let's see. We're going to stamp our sentiment first. And so I'm just going to stamp Hello Friend. And I am going to stamp that in Secret C. Grab that out. Grab my block. And you know what? Let's just do, on my original one, I did Always Here For You. I kind of wanted to do something a little different. And so I think we'll do Sending Smiles. I don't know. I really like that sentiment. So let's just see if it's, will that fit on there? It sure will. It'll just fit. So we're going to grab that, put it on our block, ink that up, and stamp it. If it's easier for you to stamp on your strip and then die cut, feel free to do that. I'm usually okay with doing my die cutting first. All right. And now I'm going to take a little piece of, let's see, because I'm going to put this right here. I have my little things right here. I feel like I need a little bit something more for the card. Ribbon. Let's start with our ribbon. So I have the Mossy Meadow and Gold ribbon, which is still available in our online store. Again, I will list all the supplies in the description and in the comments. So if you're watching on YouTube, it'll be in the description of the video. If you're watching on Facebook, it will be in the comments. All right. So I'm just going to tie my bow here. So I got a little bit of the green. I got a little bit of the gold. All right. And we'll just tie it. And then we're just going to trim that down a little bit. So pull this bow a little smaller. Now you can play with your bow, you know, and make it so that you only have the mossy side showing or the gold side. It doesn't matter to me, so I'm just going with this. All right. Now notice I just have it slid right up to that edge. I don't have to tape it down or anything, so I'm all good with that. I'm going to put my Sending Smiles here. And I want to have a couple of my little leaves. I like to kind of lay it out before I adhere everything down. And I think I need a flower. Originally, I wasn't going to put a flower on there, but I think I'm going to. So I'm going to grab a scrap piece of my Petal Pink. I just need a little scrap here. Oh, that's too small of a scrap. I don't even know why I was keeping that piece. That just needs to get tossed. Okay. I only keep, when I keep my scraps, yes, I do keep my scraps just like everyone else. I only keep them when they're larger pieces. If they're smaller than 2 inches, I don't keep them. Now, the only difference is if they're the 1/2 inch strips of white, I do keep those. Not all of them, because I have a lot of them. But I do keep those so that I can do sentiments. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stamp that. And, you know, for grins and giggles, we're going to stamp the other flower too, just in case I feel like I need 2 of them. Keeping an eye on my time here. All right, there we go. All right, put all those blocks aside so we can get that all trimmed out. And I've got a piece of my dog hair in here. Just need to get that out. Notice I'm taking my bone folder, not my take-a-pick tool to get that out. There's nothing worse than taking your take-a-pick tool and scratching your stamp pad. All right, I just got to get that cleaned off. Yes, and my bone folder is well used and well loved. All right. And I'm wearing a white shirt today, which is I don't know why I thought that would be a good idea while I'm stamping. Anyone else have that same problem? Oh my, that was just a mistake. I might be okay. I might not have gotten the secret C on my white shirt. We'll have to check it out later. All right, so now I'm going to die cut these 2 flowers out. So I've got my little mini machine here. Now both of these, I'm going to show you all the dies. Both of these pieces will fit in your mini machine, so you don't have to have the large one. I like the large one, especially when I'm doing embossing, like, because the embossing folders don't fit in here unless you have a mini embossing folder. Yeah, I much prefer my larger one when I'm cutting multiple pieces out. But you know what, in this case, this works so good for things on my desktop. If I'm just making a couple small little die cuts, I do usually use this one. All right, then I'm going to put those away so I don't lose them, because we know things like to wander off my desk. All right. And throw my scraps away here. Okay, get rid of that. All right, so let's finish decorating the front of our card here. So now we're just going to figure out, where do we want to place everything? I kind of like that there. Yeah, am I ascending? Maybe I'll move that up a little bit. We'll see. It's all about playing around with what you have. I do like that. We could even put our small flower tucked in the back. Maybe our leaves tucked in the back. Move that up a little bit. Just moving it around. And I do have some of the smaller leaves. And we can just put it right there for focal. And we're going to pop up our sentiment. So first thing first, I'm going to pull that sentiment off. I'm going to grab some of my dimensionals here. Okay, I don't have a sheet of dimensionals, so we're just going to use our scraps. There we go. All right. Now, I can actually take this piece off, grab my Take-A-Pick tool, and peel that adhesive backing off. And now I have adhesive there. So I'll go ahead and tuck that right behind the flower. Now I can leave it sticking off a little bit, but my adhesive is all the way to the edge. So if I do that, it's going to stick to there. All right. So I got one there. We'll have this one. I'm leaving my flower on there. I don't have my flower adhered yet, but I'm leaving my flower there so I know where my placement is for my leaves. Okay. So again, oh, that one's sticking to my finger. Sticking to my finger. Hold on. I just want to tuck this in back. All right. Now I know it blends in, but you still can kind of see it. All right, so let's go ahead and get our flowers on, and I'm just going to use my regular seal here. So one up there, this one here. I'm going to tuck behind that front one. So I'll just put it in more like that. And I can reach in there with my hand and get a little bit of a press. Now we can put our sentiment on. Have that popped up. Covering those flowers a little bit. And I can take some of these smaller leaves now and put those on. So when I'm die cutting, things like this, I do tend to cut extras. That way I have them for what I need. So originally I was just going to put one there, but I think I'm going to put a second one there. So you really don't notice the leaves too much, but you know what? It just is pretty. Now, if you wanted to use different colors, you could use different colors. That's just the way I kind of roll here. All right. And now you're asking, well, where do I put my sentiment? Your other sentiment, your note can go right on the back here. All right, so that is today's little fun card. Let's add some embellishments. I'm actually grabbing our muted dots here because I wanted the petal pink. So we're going to put some of these on the front. I'm just going to kind of sprinkle them all around. All right. And putting them in a triangle orientation actually, you know, helps the eye follow around your card. But yeah, so that is our card. Now this one I forgot to put my embellishments on. So you know what? We're going to do it right now, right here, live. And I guess I'm going to do it. Yeah, we'll put it right there. Okay. Okay, so here are our 2 cards. Thanks for joining me today. I so appreciate it. And I'm just going to take a moment and show you what's in our Craft Along package. So let's move those off to the side. Now the Craft Along package is $59. And it's going to ship to you in 12 by 12. So you're going to get this full pack of 12 by 12 designer series paper. There's 12 sheets in there. So you're going to get it just like it is. You're going to get a sheet of the adhesive sheets here. So this is where I said that those are kind of, they have the little perforations, little slits there so that you can use smaller pieces. Up to you. All right. And then also, because it is a craft along, I'm going to show you step by step on the live videos how to cut your cardstock to make these fabulous cards. So you're getting 16 sheets of cardstock in there. You're going to be getting an embellishment. So it'll either be this or this one. It depends on what's in stock when I place the orders. It'll be one of these 2. And then you're going to get a bolt of ribbon. And again, with everything going on, last chance, it's going to depend if you get the linen, the Secret Sea or basic beige. It'll be whatever is available at that time. All right, now, registration is only open through the 19th, so make sure you register early. And I'm also going to have this handy dandy little package of all the other bits and pieces that aren't a part of the dies included here. So you will need your lovely arrangements, stamp set and dies, or if you have something that coordinates, if you have a different flower set that you want to use, you're more than welcome to use that. You can add this to your registration if you'd like. Anyways, I've got all those already die cut for you. And we got some vellum in there. And then, let me show you the cards. All right, so we have those 2 cards. So here is one of our cards. And I'm going to have a written tutorial for each one of the cards so that you can make each one of these and you can do them over and over again. So you do get 6 cards. Oh, this is my sample one, but you'll have all the cardstock that you need to cut everything and make everything. All right, it comes with a little belly band here. And then the final card. Similar to what we just did, I just changed the orientation. All right, so that is our Craft Along class. I hope you're interested in that. I'd love to see you there. It's a lot of fun. And I was just looking for my sheet here. Where did I put it? You know, some days I'm really good at placing things in the right spot. Oh, it fell off the table, that's why. My fan knocked it off the table. So there's my 2 times rewards. And this is our fabulous Funful class Craft Along. All right. Thanks for joining me today. And again, here are our cards. Have a wonderful afternoon, and we'll see you all tomorrow night on Stampin' Fun and More at 6:44. It'll be a surprise what I'm doing. All right. Have a good day. Bye.